shows, does it turn into a big production? Not with VCR Plus, the one-step programmer that works with your VCR and VCR Plus codes. Those numbers next to the shows in your TV guide and newspaper. Simply punch in the codes for the shows you want to tape. That's it. No more hassles. So program the old way or the new easy way with VCR Plus.
Steel Magnolias is indeed the play that the movie was taken from. Concerns a set of friends in Louisiana, actually in Chickapin Parish in Louisiana, in the middle 80s. And it takes place in Truvy's Beauty Parlor, very much a southern setting. And it's a comedy, but it's also got some very special drama in it. The play version follows the movie version very closely. As a matter of fact, the man who wrote the play also wrote the screenplay for the movie, so the movie is very much like the play version. There are a few differences. Naturally, the play doesn't take place all over the county, but it all takes place in the beauty shop. There are also no men in the play version. They're just talked about, but there are 6 ladies in the play version, and all of the characters that you'll recognize from the movie. And the story is all there. And we think it's a very special story. It's got just the right mixture of drama and comedy so that I think it's entertaining to everybody. Well, we auditioned Steel Magnolias very early in January, and we've been in rehearsal since then. It's, I would say, about halfway ready. It's very unusual that you would see a set behind me at this point in the rehearsal. Usually the set in a community theater production or a school production is built on weekends, maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the play opens. Instead, we had this set up when we auditioned, and it's just sort of by coincidence. We were able to come in here on the Saturday before we auditioned and start building the set. So most of what you see up was built even before the play was cast. So we're about halfway there. We still have running rehearsals, dress rehearsals to go, and corrections to make, and the rest of the set to paint, more props to get, and that sort of thing. So I'd say we're about halfway there. Well, for this play, I think what we're really excited about is, number one, this is a little different than what we've been doing in the past. We have done comedies, we have done musicals, we've done children's shows, and we'll be doing those again, certainly. But this play is a little bit heavier on the drama side. And we're very pleased to be doing a play that's very popular and that a lot of people want to see. And it is funny. There's a lot of funny lines in it, but it's also got a lot of drama in it. So we're looking forward to that and making it work. Sometimes it's hard to do a play when the movie has been very successful and when it's very recent. But we think we're going to come very close on this, and we have an excellent cast.
Transplant computer. Honey, do you have to wait very long? There are people at dialysis that have been waiting for years. That must be agony. I suppose, but I'm lucky. I don't have to wait anymore. Mama's going to give me one of her kidneys.
What? When?
Well, we check in tomorrow morning.
You're giving Shelby a kidney tomorrow, and you haven't even mentioned it?
Stevie, please do my hair. I'm in a bit of a rush.
I never knew there'd be a time when words would fail me, but this is it.
Why didn't you tell us before? We just told you. We haven't known that long. We were all just tested last week. I was the closest match.
What do you mean, match?
There are 4 categories for an organ transplant.
Categories? Swimsuit, evening gown, talent, and personality interviews.
I am going to yank you bald-headed, smarty.
We are very upset here. Passed that said a long time ago. That's Tommy's joke. I'm sorry. I think it's very funny.
Well, no wonder your whole family's in town.
I'm just so glad it was me. The boys are young. I'd never want them to go through it. And who'd want one of drums, mean old organs?
Well, we have 6 ladies in the cast. We hold open auditions. You don't have to be a member of our group to perform in the plays. And we hold open auditions. We have a lot of people come from the Metroplex, Dallas, Fort Worth, and then all the communities around, including our own, Louisville, Grapevine, Irving, Carrollton, from all over. And we cast 6 of the best we could get. And they're, all of them are actually quite experienced in drama and comedy, and that's what this play needs. We have the drama director from R.L. Turner in Carrollton is in the cast. We have one of her students who's in the cast, and we have one of my former students who's now a student at the University of North Texas. And then we have some more ladies who have been active with our group, too, who have been active with our group for quite a while now and have done some major things. One of which who actually graduated from high school here and was a student of mine and happens to be my sister. So, we're very, very proud of what they're doing. I think they're excellent in their work. They're very quick on their lines. They come here knowing their lines very quickly so that we can spend more time working on the acting and less time memorizing lines. So we try to give them technical support and have props and sets ready for them soon so they can work on all aspects of the play, and that gives you a much better show.
Weezer, you're almost chipper today. Why are you in such a good mood? Did you run over a small child or something?
Do you or do you not want some tomatoes?
Don't give me all of them.
Well, somebody's got to take them. I hate them. I try not to eat healthy food if I can help it. The sooner this body of mine wears out, the better off I'll be. I have trouble getting grease into my diet.
So why do you grow them?
Because I'm an old Southern woman. We're supposed to put on funny-looking hats and ugly old dresses and grow vegetables in the dirt. Don't ask me why I don't make the rules.
You should get some gloves. Your hands look like a couple of T-bone steaks.
Health is the most important thing, Miss Weezer. Trust me on this.
And while I have everyone's attention, this morning I went out to my mailbox and discovered that someone has put me on the mailing list for the Riverview Baptist Church. Lucky me. I am now receiving chain letters for Christ.
They aren't
My name is
chain
Sandy
letters.
Edwards,
So part
and
of
in
my
Steel
prayer
Magnolias,
groups
I
reach
play
out
the
to
character
touch
Weezer. Weezer is, some say lovable, but Weezer is the type of character that tells it as it is. She has a lot of money, but she makes no pretenses over it, and she'll do whatever she pleases whenever she damn well pleases, and that's the way Weezer is. And if you want to know what Weezer sounds like, I guess I could do a few lines. One of Weezer's entrances, she enters 2 different ways. The first time she comes in and she says, "This is it. I have found it. I am in hell." And Weezer feels like she's in hell because people don't do things the way she wants them to be done. And that's the way Weezer is.
Right.
Weezer's in her 60s, so I'll have to be made up to be a little bit older.
Yeah, she was played by
Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine played her.
That's wonderful. What do you like the differences in the play and in the movie, or?
It is. There's a lot of difference because there are no men in the play. But it's funny because when I watched the movie, I could do line for line characters. Much of what is written is in the play. There's very little difference. Some of the lines were given to men, the men's, but that in the play, but they're done by the females in the play. So you can sit there. Other than that, there's very little difference in the play versus the movie.
My name is Maria Lemus, and I'm playing Truvy, and this is my beauty shop. And I've lived in this little town my whole life, and Shelby and Malin are my best friends. And community theater is just part of my whole world. What else can I tell you? You don't really want to know the whole story.
Well, no, not the whole story. How about...
This is not my real hair.
I don't know, what's some of her attitude? What's some of her traumas? What's she been through? What did you have to kind of...
Oh, I can't give away any of my funny lines, can I? Oh, gosh. No, I can't say that on camera.
What?
That I am married to Spud, and my kids are Poot and Louie.
New York, Clary, I am green with envy. Promise first floor at Bloomingdale's, and you come back and tell me everything. Woman's Day says you can't go through there without getting made up.
We're just talking about it. I'm scared to death of getting on a plane.
Oh, it's a piece of cake. Flying is safer than riding in a car. Just sit in the rear. That's the best place to survive a crash.
I love the movie, and I've tried to do the part a little bit like Dolly Parton, trying to keep her accent, that Smoky Mountain, Tennessee accent, and keep the hair and a lot of things that people will expect in the part. But I'm also trying to bring my own self into it, and she's a real natural person, but yet she is caught up in this fantasy world of magazines and glamour and beauty, and that's what she does, and that's what she gets paid for, so.
Now, Truvy, let's do my nails.
A manicure? This is a treat. Nobody ever wants a manicure. I don't even know what to charge for a full day of beauty.
Well, I want the works. I want to feel completely pampered today. Mama's going to want a manicure, too.
Well, I am going to paint my front door red and change my name to Elizabeth Arden.
I'm Debbie Salen. I'm the stage manager for Steel Magnolias, and I'm welcoming the opportunity to work with Coppell. I live in Highland Village, which is a little bit farther north than Coppell. And since it is open auditions, it's an opportunity to work with different people from different areas of the communities. It's a good play. They're trying to stick with some of the things that were in the movie, but do some things differently. It's got a lot of backstage, behind-the-scenes things that we're going to do, and a lot of props, little subtle things that somebody might notice, somebody might not notice, but things that will be important to the play.
Here's saucy new hairdos. What's going on?
We're always up to something, you know that. But I want to get back to this Drew. How to prove a friction between parents and
Probably a little bit more than halfway. I think the cast has done really well at learning the lines quickly, and they've become a cohesive unit, the six of them. It's like they've become friends, which they are in the play. And behind the scenes, they seem to have gelled and become friends, which is kind of neat to see, that the cast members forming that cohesive unit. Especially in a small cast like this, where you only have 6 people. It's important that they form a relationship, and they have. They've done really, really well at learning their lines.
Well, I think Coppell Community Theater has a unique relationship with the school here. For one thing, our community is small. Our community theater is fairly new and small. And we have developed a very good rapport with the school district. For one thing, the community being small like it is, there are no places in town to perform except in the schools. We have a very good community service department, which coordinates the facilities and allows us to use the school facilities for our drama programs. Since I'm both the drama director at the high school and the director of the community theater, we try to involve my students who are in the drama program, as well as people from the community, people from the Metroplex, really. And I'm always proud that every show that we've done for the community theater has involved a number of drama students, either in the cast or on the crew, or doing some major job involved in a production. So all we have to do is manage to do all of the school shows at the same time that we're doing the community theater shows. The community theater turns around and helps the school in the sense that it pays for some things that the school might not have money for. When the community theater, for example, buys lumber to build a set, or when there's lumber left over or can be reused, well, I can use it in the school program. If we buy props or furniture that we need to store after a community theater production, well, then they can be stored if I have room at the school, and that sort of becomes the property of the school then, and I can use them there. So it's people and things that we can share through the community theater and through the school. And we've had a very good working relationship so far, and I hope that to continue. The community theater people, the adults, also help us out when I have a play here at the school, for the school, with students, strictly for students. The community theater people often have to come in and help us technically with selling tickets, or it may be manning a concession stand, or even a couple of times we've been in an emergency situation. I had to call a community theater person to come and operate some of the sets or something, or a soundboard for us, because they know what they're doing. Usually we try to put students doing that job so they learn, but if you're shorthanded, they can come in and help you out. We've even done a dinner theater here where we used the commons area of the school for dinner and then brought them in here to the stage to have a play, and the students all helped with that. So we think we have a very good rapport between the school district and the community theater, and we hope to keep it that way.
Well, Drew became incredibly distraught and started throwing wet shrimp at him, screaming at him to get out of his sight. So Marshall came over to my house, smelling like a can of cat food.
What do you think Drew and Belle are feeling right now?
I don't know. They just considered themselves to be a model family for so long. First with Nancy Beth being dethroned from her Miss Merry Christmas title after that unfortunate motel thing.
Well, our first one was such a success. We did, as a matter of fact, almost exactly a year ago, we did a dinner theater production of The Fantastics. And it was such a success that we hope to do something like that again. Of course, preparing dinner for how many hundreds of people and then bringing them in to see a show that you've had to rehearse for 6 or 7 weeks is double duty. It means you have a division of workforce, and whoever's in charge of the dinner and putting all that together and the cleanup and all that generally can't be the people who are working on the show because the two jobs are so time-consuming. So it is a difficult thing, but we found that patrons enjoy getting their theater with the dinner. It's one of the things Americans like to do. So we'll probably do it again before too long. As a matter of fact, we do a special thing that's become very successful for us, and that is well, we call it a reader's theater. And we'll be doing another one this year. We started it last year, and we did a performance of a play where actors just sat in chairs similar to this and had music stands in front of them and read from a script. It was like a reading of a script rather than actually doing all the action with it in costumes and sets and so forth. And we did this at the City Hall, which is has a very nice area. And we were able to serve hors d'oeuvres and sort of be fancy at intermission. And this year we're going to do that with 4 performances. And it's going to be at City Hall. City Council has given us special permission to do it in City Hall. And we'll be doing the play called Love Letters with probably a different cast in each of the performances. So we're looking forward to that. And that's kind of like dinner theater. We do hors d'oeuvres and that sort of thing. Well, our community theater is very open to participation by anybody who's interested. We have work for people to do if they're interested in being actors, which is the most common thing. But we also have need of technicians. We even have need of people who just want to use a paintbrush on a Saturday sometime. Right. You know, not every Saturday, but I don't think we could stand that. But when we do work, we need volunteers. We need helpers. We need people who are experts at publicity and getting the word out. One of our major fundraising activities every year is a Halloween haunted house or hayride or something like that. And it's the major fundraiser we do. Take great pride in that after 4 of those. And we need help on that. That's a limited involvement that somebody can have around Halloween, and is a lot of fun. We take pride in our haunted hayride or haunted house, whatever it will be each year, being with a theatrical theme. So it makes it a little bit different from the other Halloween activities in the area, and it earns money for our community theater. As a matter of fact, it's our major fundraising activity. So we have jobs for everyone like that. They can get involved in running lights or sound or helping with the publicity or helping on the house that's taking tickets and selling refreshments, handing out programs. So we have jobs for everybody in the world. And in terms of acting, we hold open auditions, and we usually know about 2 weeks in advance of when we're going to have auditions. They're usually here at Coppell High School. There are usually notices in the paper about what show we're doing and when we're going to audition. And certainly they can call our numbers and get information about what we're doing when we get close to the times that we're doing it.
How do you feel about Marshall?
I haven't really thought about it, but I want you to know he is always welcome at my house. I'm very proud of him. He built up that chain of sportswear stores all by himself without a penny of the family money. He says, I'm a self-made man. I pulled myself up by my own jock straps.
He can always turn a phrase.
Amen. And now I'm out of the...
Oh, is it still next to
No,
you?
it's over there.
Okay. Was she praying?
Yes.
Why?
Got me. Maybe she was praying for Marshall, Drew, and Belle. Maybe she was praying for us because we were gasping. Maybe she's praying because the elastic in her pantyhose is shot. Who knows? She prays at the drop of a hat these days.
How long has she been this way?
Ever since Mardi Gras, she had her choice of going on a Bible weekend with 2... No, that's not right. She had a choice ever since Mardi Gras. She had a choice of going on a Bible weekend with her Sunday school class or going to New Orleans with me and 2 other sinners.
She left here on Friday, a well-adjusted young lady, and came back on Tuesday, a Christian.
What does her boyfriend say?
Oh, Sammy's so confused, he doesn't know whether to scratch his watch or wind his butt. He said he could deal with another man in her life, but the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost?
Well, I'm pretty religious, but all that stuff makes me feel kind of creepy.
Well, I'm torn. I got 2 sons that are going to hell in a handcart, and a semi-daughter who strives to be the kind of girl that Jesus would bring home to Mama. Well, I don't know. I don't understand those people. But they seem to have a peace about them that I've never had. Maybe I'm just jealous.
Driving after a few drinks is crazy. Don't wreck your life.
Steel Magnolias will open for Coppell Community Theater on February the 21st, and it will play on the 21st, 22nd, 28th, and 29th at 8 p.m. each evening. And ticket prices will be $8 for adults, and we have a special price for students and senior citizens too. It's not necessary to make reservations. You can get your tickets at the door, and you can call for information at 214-393-3045, and we'll try to have some information available. It'll also be in the papers, and we'll have posters up too.